Can I ask you a weird question?
Yeah, weird away.
If something happened to you, and I could stop it, but it would mean we would never meet, would you want me to?
What?
First question I have for you is, could you describe your character to us?
David is someone who's experiencing grief. He's just lost his parents, which is why he ends up in a grief group, which is where he meets the Harriet character. And they sort of connect over their shared grief of people in their lives and sort of start on a wild adventure as Harriet has this amazing supernatural phenomenon where she can time travel back in time with music.
So my character is Morris Martin, and he's a DJ who helps Lucy Boynton's character get through a very grievous time in her life. And through music, she kind of finds her way back to herself.
What inspired you to write this? It deals a lot with tragedy, but also elements of unique sci-fi. What made you write that?
Well, I was living in Austin in 2008, and I'd read this book called Musicophilia by Oliver Sacks, which is about music and the brain and how they interact and things like musical hallucinations. And then I would go hang out in Waterloo and flip through records, and I just thought about how songs can be time machines, that music can be a time machine. So that was sort of the beginning of the idea, or the kernel of what this movie became. So
What attached you to this project? Because that is such a dark character. What made you have to take that?
I think it's a dark character, but it's also very true to life. I mean, I think we all lose people and loved ones in our lives, and what happens as a result of that and how we move on from that, I think, is really important to reflect. And so for me, when I first read the script, I was experiencing my own loss in my own life. So in a way, it allowed me to heal as well.
Did your musical background influence you when you were playing this character, or did it attach you to the project?
I would say absolutely. I have been a performer all my life. I've been a producer all my life, singer, songwriter, and one thing I've never been is a DJ. And since he's a DJ, I kind of got, familiar with a lot of, with Ned's help and DJ Harvey's help. I got familiar with decks and just like different mediums of music and like analog technology and things like that. So I would say it really, really helped me.
Speaking of the music, is there a certain vibe you tried to go with when conducting this soundtrack? Is there any sort of feeling you wanted to make sure it got emulated?
I mean, I think, something that felt that it could be whole on a double LP, which is what we did, but also things that reflected each of the characters, songs that help tell the story lyrically as well. I think we did a lot with sound design and score interacting with the songs themselves, so they became part of the texture of the movie. So, doing as much as we could to make it all the songs feel part of the narrative.
This is your second time working with David. Was it easy to go into that chemistry when you already have a relationship with him?
It was, and it was such a gift, I think, to these characters' dynamics specifically, because it's picking up where we left off. I know how he works, he knows how I work, and it was so cohesive, and you felt so safe with that person, but it's also just, it's just really fun. You kind of skip the chapter of tentatively learning each other, and you dive right in. And especially with Corin Sweat, he's just dynamite to work with.
You're in a little bit of a love triangle throughout this. Is there anything that went into your performance where you tried to become the fan favorite, where people thought, I have to go with Justin?
That's a really interesting question. No, I feel like if I were too busy thinking about trying to be the fan favorite, I would get two in my head. I think I just try to be authentic and true to what was written. And I think that's one of the beauties of the script, is that there's no real heroes or villains, and you really feel for each of the characters.
It has been roughly 10 years since you last directed a movie. What's it like to come back, to be back in this world?
It's awesome. It's really exciting. It's so great to be here at South by Southwest. It's such a fun festival. It's thrilling and exhilarating and terrifying.
Is there a scene in this that you did that you're really excited for audiences to see?
The Bears in Space, the dance party is pretty cool. I love the scene where me and Lucy are just sitting there and getting her through a grievous time period, and yeah.
Is there a specific scene that you're really wanting us to see, to appreciate, that you've did?
Oh my gosh, I think the scene that we filmed on the rooftop, it just is so vivid in my memory. We were on a rooftop in a large building in Los Angeles, and we were able to oversee the entire city. We all had these light up headphones on, and it was like the most beautiful LA night.
The whole movie is slapping. Whole movie eats. Y'all need to eat it up. Don't leave no crumbs on that plate.
One last question. We have a lot of people at UT who are trying to get into directing. Is there any advice you would give them to get into a spot where you are now?
Just keep writing, keep shooting, make as much as you can. You know, I think make as many shorts as you can, write as many scripts as you can, and, you know, just keep going, and then you'll, you know, sometimes you strike lightning, you know, so, but yeah, I think you just keep making stuff.
And I would say if you're really passionate about it, you got to put in the work, put in the hours, but I think it's such a worthy and worthwhile pursuit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
My girlfriend.
Okay. Any advice? Auditioning and working, two different things. Master the audition process, then you can figure out how to work after you work. I literally didn't even know what a call sheet was or how to read a call sheet until halfway through Daybreak. So just keep on doing you and never focus on like the result of an audition. Just like forget it ever happened.
That's the last question I had. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching Sneak Peek. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want a little bit more, we've done a lot of South by, so you can watch more right here.